She just let him lay on.
Come on, baby. Come on. There you go.
There you go. Look how that little ears move.
So we're taking care of 7 kittens right now. I'm gonna put a video at the beginning of this, but they're 3 or 4 weeks old, I think. The mama cat is still around, and we feel really guilty for taking her babies away, but none of the neighbors want the kittens in their yard, and my mom has been taking care of the mama cat since she was a little baby. But we're pretty sure the mama cat has like worms or something, so, and probably fleas and a bunch of other diseases. So we just went ahead and put them inside the house, and we've been bottle feeding them, and um we gave them a bath earlier, and one of them, I saw fleas on one of them, so I'm hoping that we got rid of that, because yeah. There's four orange cats, 2 gray cats, and 1 black cat. The black cat is kind of like, he has spots right here. One of the gray cats is like a tabby gray cat, and the other gray cat is all gray. I really want to keep that one and the black one. We're thinking about, well, we're not thinking, we are going to keep 2 of them, and then once the rest of them are weaned, meaning they don't need a bottle anymore, we're going to either give them away or take them to the SPCA. I also wanted to talk about basically like this underlying anger that I've been feeling. I've kind of like transitioned my anxiety into cynicism, honestly. I feel like all the my anxiety was rooted in perceptions, people's perceptions and opinions on me, especially men, which is so embarrassing to admit, but it's the truth. And now that I've started to work on myself and my medication is working, I don't feel the anxiety out in public anymore, but I feel anger. Like, I see people staring at me because I am tall. I'm a 6'2" 19-year-old, or 6'1" 19-year-old, and I'm fucking punk or emo, goth, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I'm in all black all the time, in my fucking makeup and all that shit, and I just mope around. Like, I literally walk around like this. So it's like, no duh, people are looking at me. But where I used to feel anxiety and like nervousness, I now feel anger. Like, I literally have to stop myself from like being like, who the fuck are you looking at? And at first it excited me. Like, I know that's weird to say, but it literally, I felt happy that, because I'd rather feel anything than what I felt a few months ago. It's so debilitating, like my social anxiety, and it was really getting to the point where I was gonna have agoraphobia and probably never leave the house. So I'm like, I'm glad that I was able, I'm glad that I'm working through being in public and around people in general. So it made me happy. It was like I transcended. Even if I transcended negatively, I still transcended, okay, past the bullshit that I was dealing with before. I've been missing my grandpa a lot. He died, I think, 6 months ago in January, right before I left for my first semester of university, an actual university, not fucking community college. I've been wearing his pajamas and stuff, and my mom was gonna give his cologne to my brother, but my brother doesn't want it, so I was like, you're not throwing it away. I'm keeping it. It smells just like him. Grief is so weird to me because it's like I didn't grieve naturally, or like not naturally, but you know, the 7 stages of grief. I didn't go through that, and I wasn't really in denial. Well, yeah, I mean, some people, the 7 stages of grief, it doesn't have to be in order, but you know, they just feel one of the stages and it kind of just flip flops throughout those 7 stages. I didn't feel that. I I didn't feel anything at all. It was very like a mundane grief, like, and it was so weird to me that, like, it was like that because I loved my grandpa. He was really one of my best friends. Like, I truly loved my grandpa. He was my father figure growing up. He spoiled me rotten. Like, here. I wrote something months after he died when I first started feeling sadness. Like, I was waking up in the middle of the night crying. And you know, I started having dreams about him. I've had very vivid dreams since I was a little girl. And I don't know, I was back in college in my dorm, 4 hours away from home, broke, no friends or barely any friends. I was struggling to get my schoolwork done, and I was just like lonely, and I just couldn't stop thinking about my grandpa because since I was a little girl, when I felt lonely like that, I would call my papa and talk to him for hours and hours and hours, and he would always pick up. And I don't know, that's when it, like, maybe it is a way of grieving that people do. I said that wrong, but what I meant is maybe people do grieve like that, you know? It takes time for it to hit them. But it was just weird to me because the type of person that I am, I would have just assumed that I would have felt all that shit the second that he passed, and I didn't. And it was just kind of weird because in your grief, you kind of get to know yourself in a way. But this is what I wrote. No words are strong enough for the fleeting moments consumed by truth. Death is inevitable. I saw this the last time I saw you. The silence shows me the hurt of your absence. I try to feel you through the pieces of you that's left behind. I don't know what to look for, so it never works. A part of me is glad I left the moment you did, and another regrets grieving you when I still had the chance to see you still. I search for your voice in lessons that I let be nothing but distant, muffled echoes in my mind. I want to unfold every moment I had with you. Your death has shown me my age. It's installing fears that made me want to hold on to my youth for as long as possible. Not in fear of following, but in fear of losing you through more time spent on this earth without than with. My youth has painted my youth has been painted with memories of you that will taint who I am for my lifetime. Calling you for hours in my darkest moments, you didn't have to know what was going on to be my only friend. Thank you for loving me when I thought no one else did, Papa. So yeah, I've kind of hold on to, I've kind of had this feeling of resentment towards my aunts because they were not there the day that he died. And I just personally felt like even if he wasn't there, he should have passed from this earth. He should have took his last breath and every single one of us should have been in that room with him, but it was too much for them. And it kind of pissed me off because he was in the hospital for months prior to his death, and it was mainly just me and my mom visiting him. Like, they barely saw him because it was too much for them, and I just feel like that's bullshit. Like, I just felt I couldn't help but feel like he was scared and felt alone. Like, even if me and my mom did come to see him a lot, you know, he's probably wondering, like, where's everybody else? And it just pissed me off they couldn't even be there the last few seconds of his life. But when I said a part of me is glad I left the moment you did, and another regrets for me when I had the chance to see you still, I feel like I kind of knew, a part of me knew that he was never going to get out of that hospital. So maybe that's why when he died, I didn't grieve as hard as I thought I would. But, yeah, I kind of just wish that I talked to him like he was still my papa instead of like I was saying goodbye every time I went to visit him. And then I literally left not even a week after he died to go to college. So I kind of didn't have to deal with the aftermath of being around my family and him not being there. But anyways, to deal with this anger that I've been feeling, I kind of think I need to redirect my mindset again, which is hard because it's like I'm still trying to, every single day I'm waking up and it's like a battle. I'm fighting to maintain the mindset that I've recently gotten in that's allowed me to like be social and go outside of my house. So it's like not only am I gonna have to maintain that, I'm also gonna have to try and control the mindset that I'm in instead of just trying to redirect it. I know that people are always going to be people, and I think it just circles back to the whole cynicism of it all. I need to accept the good in people, I guess, and not just see them as all grouped in the same category of, you know, pretentious pieces of shit, basically. As I've also come to the conclusion that maybe I'm just a pretentious piece of shit. But I've internalized a quote from Anthony Bourdain lately, and he talks about how he's arrogant, but he's also come to the realization that he might know absolutely nothing. So I'm kind of paralleling that with my need to categorize people, and usually it's always in a negative aspect. As for any new writings I've done, I haven't wrote anything since I wrote my quote-unquote suicide note. I'm thinking about writing a letter that's like replying to the person who sent the note, like an answer kind of, but I haven't started working on it.